Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Before I get into this video, I'd like to ask you all to please leave a like or comment on my video. And all of you haulers out there, haul yourselves down to the red button, hit it and subscribe. Don't unsubscribe, obviously. I want you to subscribe. So, yes, here is the next video, the mining fleet. Now, the mining fleet is a little bit of a complicated situation. There are three types of ships that make up the mining fleet. There is the security escort. So the security escort can make up anywhere between two players in a fleet, or they can make up a whole fleet of their own. The mining fleet can be six players or an entire fleet of miners with high efficiency. The hauling fleet can be made up of anywhere between two players to two fleets of hauling fleets depending on your miner's efficiency. So if your miners are very efficient, they can strip a belt down in less than 5 minutes. That is so fast that one ship will only move back to a station and return to the field in the time that that miner has already jettisoned its ore and started pulling up the next round of ore. And if you have six ships, obviously you can see the problem. When the ships were slower at pulling out ore, like 15 to 20 minutes, it wasn't all that bad. When they reached 7 minutes, it still wasn't too bad. 3 or 4 trips, and you would be able to clean out that belt. Now, if you have these massive heavy hauling fleets of two hauling fleets, that means that they're just pulling up resources and running to and from your base. And with it will become a heavy defensive fleet, so you need to be able to set up defensive fleets on the gates to actually secure their route to and from to your base. Now, hopefully you don't exceed the limit to how far those fleets should go. If you're going more than 5 or 10 jumps out, you run a massive risk with those fleets. You can only move your combat fleet back to your base once the mining is completed. So more and more combat fleets might form up on those gates to protect the miners. Now, generally, the only time you do something so heavy is for a condensed belt or condensed ore shipment, and you only do this here within 3 or 4 systems of yourself, or you do it close to one of your capsuleer outposts. You generally don't do it all on its own, where there isn't really much safety for you. And you don't want to haul so much of ore across massive distances. Anything more than 5 jumps becomes way too dangerous and requires way too many players. The efficiency and the cost to it isn't really worth it. And as I said, it's generally used for condensed ores. So if you are running those super high efficient mining fleets in your own sector, you could clear out a belt in less than 5 minutes. So 5 minutes to a belt, each belt will disappear in 5 minutes. By the time you finish with two belts, one belt will spawn. And if you keep doing this at a high enough rate, you will get condensed belts forming in your own local sector. So high efficiency miners in large groups taking out massive amounts of mining fields is the way to move forward. So 10 or 20 of you guys get together, mine like this all the time, run the basic fleet. So that's two haulers, that's going to be generally mammoths. The wreath or the wraith is out right now. If I am correct with the ore hold capacity being improved with advanced command, that will be plus 25%. That will just take it over 21,000. So that will be, wait, it'll be way more than 21,000. I'm making a mistake on this. 3,750 would be 5. So let's go 3,750. 20,750. 27,500 is the complete capacity that the mammoth can hold. If you put on the right types of fittings in terms of opening up more cargo hold space with the right rigs, you get even more capacity, and that is where you're going to go with your rigs. So wait, let me just show you those rigs. Engineering. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was under never. No, this isn't. I'm in the wrong field. Sorry about that. I know there is one to actually improve the I'm forgetting which one opens up more cargo hold. Cargo hold optimizer. 60% additional capacity. If you stack up 3 of these on something like a Mammoth, considering that it has 6,800, when you stack up 3 of these, it's going to have a massive hold on the front, doubling up that entire hold to almost 27. Okay, wait, that's just the primary hold that's going to increase. So yeah, there you go, a massive hauling ability. You might be able to double that capacity, maybe about 40,000 total being moved around. Let's see. Yeah, you could do 40,000 quite possibly. If you add them all together, roughly it's 180% cargo hold increase that will double it, it'll almost triple it. So 6,800 would become just near 1,000, 2,000, it'll become 20,000. So 20,000 plus 20,000 is what you're hauling, 40,000 in ore to and from to each location. So if it is in your own sector, this is a very good way to get that mining speed up. And remember, you're only running a small number of ships in the same belt. That's why you want to keep it down to 6. So 6 running, deplete the belt, move down, keep moving, jump, jump, jump. Let them all spawn out, spawn back. Keep doing this here, force the rate for condensed ore in that sector to go up. Eventually, that chance will become higher and higher, and you will have a full belt filled with condensed ore in a safe spot right in your sector, up and down, quick and easy. Now, the next thing that you need to know is your defense ships. Your defense ships could be Nereus combats for industrial pilots. It could be, let's see, what else would be a good idea? I'm sorry about this. It just takes me a few seconds to think these things through. Your other combat options could be cruisers, battleships, guardians, snipers, any ship combination. If you're going through gates, you have to set up gate defenses. So one on the entrance, one on the exit. Make sure that nobody can camp the gates. If any gates get camped, you have to take out a fleet to take them out immediately. So that is what you're going to have in terms of defense. Now, obviously, for your miners, there is only one option who can pull ore that fast, like what I'm talking about, and that is a retriever. Not a Venture 3, a retriever. If the retriever is pushed to its maximum capacity, 2 or 3 minutes, and it has a full cargo, you jettison every 2 or 3 minutes a new full cargo until it clears out the belt. And if you all are working in a team, you're basically going to store up this massive amount of ore between each one of the haulers. The haulers and the miners will be able to split the haul in the end because you'll actually put together everything to buy up the rigs to make your ships perfect. So maximum efficiency on those cargo holds, maximum efficiency on your circulation, and making sure that you pick up those nice large chunks, filling up your capacity as fast as possible. And when that ore hold is complete, everything is done, and you have gotten through maybe about 3-4 hours of mining, the amount of ore that you have can be split between your entire team. If it's a 10-man team, let's say that you did a belt every 5 minutes, and a belt is worth, let's say, 60 million a piece. Not 60 million a piece, 300 million per belt, so 30 million a piece. So 30 million split, 30 million to each person for each belt, one every 5 minutes. That will be a total of 12. So 30 times 12, 360 million an hour. So 360 million per the hour if you didn't get any condensed belts. That is where you can go with your efficiency. And you can refine it all with the best refiners, build up new vessels, and keep moving forward. This is just 1 hour, 360 million. If you do it for 4 hours, each of your ships is covered with that one mining op. You all can buy yourselves brand new retrievers to replace them if they ever get lost. Instantly, 1 day, 2 hour ops, or 3 hour ops, depending on which way you can do it, or 4 hour ops if you're like that efficient. So a 4 hour op will generally have at least 1 or 2 condensed belts within them. The spawn rate isn't so low that it is less than 1%. So yes, you should get a condensed belt if you are farming that quickly. And by the time all of those belts disappear and everything has been cleared, the amount of raw material that you will have is a titanic amount. It will be more than most of your corps would be able to buy back in a day, to be honest. As I was saying, it can be up to 300 million per hour. If you'll do it for 4 hours, that's 1.2 billion times 10, that's 12 billion in ore. So 12 billion in ships produced that quickly. There's a good idea for a mining fleet. Anybody up for it? Think about it. Go for it. Tell me if my calculations are wrong. You need expert miners for the mining. For the hauling, you don't need expert. Wait, you do need expert haulers if you're running the Mammoth. If you're running the Rate, you don't need expert haulers. You can just do it in a closed sector where everybody is there and you'll guard the dock and the mining belt. One ship on each side, full deployment of drones, and fleet command to any target so that everybody targets and attacks. And that should be safe. There's no AFK mining in that situation because you're literally ripping apart that mining belt in seconds. So that was the whole idea behind the mining fleet. I hope that you do enjoy that money making scheme that I just gave there. As I said, it can be very, very fruitful because if you count what your haul is per player every 2 or 3 minutes, that's 6 million. That's 6 times 6 million, that's 36 million. So let's say 36 million every 2 minutes, that's 18 million a minute. 1.8 a minute times 10, that's 18 million every 10 minutes. Times 6, yeah, it goes over the top. Oh no, I'm making a bigger mistake. It's 3 million every minute if you can do it in 2. If you can do it in 3 minutes, it's 2 million every minute for each one of the 6 players. So that's 2 times 6, that's 12 million every minute. Every 10 minutes, that's 120 million. Times it by 6. Whew, we just broke 720 million an hour. So yeah, I was a little bit off. Yeah, I'm a bit off. My calculations may not be 100%, and that is one of the reasons why you'd like to haul those things out. If you count it up and you try to compare it to any other activity in the game, that is more than equal to ratting, but you still need players to rat all the time so that they make that massive ISK, so that the ISK can move between the 2 different factions. So yeah, there you go. There's a nice way to make quick, fast ISK. If you have if you have that type of operation, obviously you're going to run that type of high efficiency mining for one purpose and one purpose alone, and that is to actually build high-end ships. Looking at that type of ore refinery that's needed for it, you're going to have figures of titanium in the multi-millions. That's hundreds of millions, maybe even a billion titanium. You can only build big ships with those. So yeah, there you go. A nice ship operation. You run it in conjunction with your manufacturing industry. Guys who have 10 slots open, only one faction, they can produce 10 nightmares, put it up on the market. Man, that would be a very, very good haul. I'm just thinking about it right now. Yeah, that would be the biggest hauling experience you could ever go with, and it can only be done in nullsec. So go for it. If anybody can, you can put up battleships. It takes 5 days per battleship. So if you have high enough production skills with them, and you're running operations like this here, that's 7-8 billion per. Not 7. It is 7 billion per battleship because you're using the blueprints. So if a corporation gets together with 30-40 members all together, you can easily pull out. Let's say I'm trying to work this out in my head, just trying to work out the number of ships. 7 billion per ship. You can make 10 at a time. 7 times, wait, no, you can't make 10 at a time. Make 20 at a time. 7 times 20. 140 billion for 1 week's work, and that's between 40 players basically. So yeah, it's quite a big haul in terms of that. Plus there's still going to be tons of extra ore. There's going to be other ships you can make. That's your interdictors. You just need everything planned out right and everything put to that right time, and there you go. A massive mining fleet, massive mining operation, everything done for you. Matter of minutes. No need to stress, no need to worry about going any further. there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I hope to hear somebody who gives me a bigger figure than what I discussed there, 720 million. Obviously, if your fleet gets bigger, I would really love to hear what 30 or 40 players can do to a sector in an hour. Have a good day. Enjoy yourselves mining out there.